Hi, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to come and talk a little bit about my career today, and thank you to the societies for setting this up. So as you can see, I'm going to talk a little bit about going from a grad student to a marine scientist, research scientist, postdoc, to working in the energy industry to policymakers. So I've gone through this crazy realm that if I looked back and my former self would have thought I would have been sitting in a tenure track, and I've completely gone a different direction with my career. So I think my first word of advice is don't believe where you think you'll go, because it's going to change, and take the opportunity to explore this and learn about things, because we never know where we're going to end up, but sometimes we're in the right place because it's the right thing sometimes we're in the right place because that's where we should be. So my career at a glance, I don't want to go through all this, but I really want to point out something that I think people struggle with, and I've seen this from some of my mentoring, is there's still this assumption that you can't be in the same place, especially if you want to go into a career in academia or just a graduate career generally, research career. But I've shown that isn't true. If you are happy in one place, then focus on expanding your skill set in that place and all the opportunities it provides. So this was partly a personal decision, but also a professional decision to stay at Texas A&M. I had a really bad experience in my master's degree. I had a really poor advisor. He wasn't supportive. He was a challenge to work with, and I didn't know that going in. I had taken a class from him, and he was a much better teacher than he was an advisor. This, I think, is persistent in a lot of the academic institution, and so that's something I'm really passionate about when I mentor, is how do you get through those types of things? And so what I did is I focused on working with other students and working with other professors and bringing good people into my committee that could help me get through the bad without getting sucked into the drama of all of that. And I was able to get a path to finishing. And so sometimes it's not easy to get out of those things, but focus the energy elsewhere, and find a way through and just work toward, stay focused on that pathway to get through. And because of that, I actually found a really great PhD advisor who brought me into his group, something totally different, just based on focusing on classwork and building relationships. And I jumped fields even, which was scary, but it all together worked. And then focusing on the service side, and I don't mean like jump in and give back, but Marine Technology Society in Biloxi in 2009 was my first poster competition, presentation competition as a grad student. And I really liked MTS because it wasn't traditional science, right? I was in physical oceanography, I was new to it. I also wanted to do these different things around outreach and STEM education. And so this society was such a broader range of the oceanographic community that it really showed me an opportunity to build my professional network, but also be a better scientist in terms of how I communicate my results to different range of audiences, not to my peers in my particular bubble of physical oceanography. And then I went over to NOAA, and then I got into this rut of, I was being successful in postdoc publishing, funding, but I wasn't sure about the next step. I thought I would be on the academic track, tenure, but when I got to that point, I wasn't personally ready to go back into the situation I just had for the last 7 years and working at that level, and I wasn't feeling it. And so I focused on, talking with my network, with my professional network, my friends, and I'll come back to my friend network. My husband, everybody, I just wasn't feeling it. And everybody was saying, if you're not failing it, try something different. You can always go back to that if it was the wrong choice. And this opportunity at Shell fell in my lap, but it was really risky. It was a 1-year contract. It had all of these different things that sounded really shiny, but I wasn't really sure. And it was the energy industry, and I had never had experience with that. I didn't know what that meant, and I didn't want to be a corporate person forced to do one thing. But I gave it a try. It was the right thing personally. My husband has a PhD, and so we have to base our careers off one another, and he was in a good spot. And he wasn't quite ready to do that switch. And he wasn't going to do it if it wasn't something that I was like fully committed to. So I wasn't fully committed to the Shell thing or tenure, but I took a leap with the Shell thing, and hey, it turned out to something I absolutely love. So you never know until you try it. Sometimes those risk opportunities are the best thing. So just a couple lessons. You will have good bosses and mentors and bad bosses and mentors. Focus on how to get away from the bad without getting sucked into the drama, and use your network, use your relationships to help you navigate that. The worst thing you could do is get into the drama. Just focus on your work, focus on your integrity, the quality of the person you are. Use your networks to move away from it, and learn from those bad situations or individuals. Don't become that. And then enjoy the good, right? It will get good. There's hard moments, embrace them, but there will be positive moments. So really just, focus yourself on where you want to go. And I know that sounds a little like self-help, but it's true. And the good will help you get through that. Use those good relationships. And I will say there are a lot of bad ones in the corporate industry. There's a lot of drama, but there's drama everywhere, right? So there is no perfect place. So just really focus on yourself, your work, and the people that are good and understand who you are. And I think Allison hit that much better than I did, but we can talk about it more in the discussion. If you are in the academic community and you want to do something different, fund yourself. Like my PhD advisor, as good as he was really skeptical about all these different things I wanted to do and be interdisciplinary. But I went out and got the funding myself, including the MTS funding, Sea Grant funding. So I showed him that I had the funding to do these things and built it into my PhD to make it what I wanted it to be, to own it. And because it was what I wanted, I was much more passionate about it, and I finished much faster than I probably would have. And that actually brought some things back to his group that he became really passionate about too, because of my passion. So fund yourself, challenge yourself. So explore different opportunities, talk to different people, join group, talk to people that work at an aquarium, conservation community, just really build your network. And so even though I'm in the energy industry, I have professional network everywhere. And so that's really helped me learn that where I might want to go, where I don't want to go, and also unique opportunities to work together with different people in my network. Networking is not just professional, it's also personal. My husband and I don't bring work back home. I don't even talk work with my ride or die friends because no one understands it, right? So they can help you, on the periphery, but really focus on building a friend network, a professional friend network, because they understand what you're going through. They've gone through it themselves. I have a wide range of professional friends that are true near dear work friends, but they've helped me so much in my career, and we've helped each other. So that's not professional in the sense of networking necessarily, but it's really about building those relationships. And then It's going to be hard, but it's going to be just as good. And Nina said it great. Work hard, play hard. I add relax hard because I'm a type A. So I would say really know yourself and what you need to be most productive, and that will show in your work. And be honest about that to yourself, but also to the people you work with. So I always have conversations with my manager when there's hard moments or the bad moments and what I need to do to fix those for myself, because then I'm most productive in my work. And so it's really also about knowing yourself. So I hope that was a little bit helpful, and I look forward to talking more during our panel. Thank you.